That had to have been one of the weirdest Martinsville races I have ever seen. There's been a lot of weird ones in the past. There's been a lot of great ones, good ones, chaotic ones, but this one was weird. I mean, just weird. Like, at the end of the race, so Alex Bowman spins Denny Hamlin out. No one is questioning that. Bowman just took out Hamlin, basically. You know, Hamlin was able to continue on. He still made the championship four, but Bowman spun him out. He spun him out of the lead. Now, Bowman went on to win. He went on to hold on for the win, but during the post-race celebration, Denny Hamlin went out of his way to try to stop Alex Bowman from doing a burnout. He literally parks it at the start-finish line in front of Bowman. Bowman goes around him, does a little loop-de-loop, and then Hamlin, they're doing like nose-to-nose burnouts, like what you see in Las Vegas with Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney a few years ago as like a celebration. They were doing this in anger towards each other. And then after the race, Bowman basically calls Denny a hypocrite, or calls him a loser, something like that. He basically said, oh, like he hasn't done that before. Like he hasn't wrecked someone to try to win here. Like I did what he did, basically. I didn't mean to do it, but I did what he did. And then Denny Hamlin, after the race, starts throwing all these personal insults at Bowman. He's like, he's a hack. He's the worst Hendrick driver ever. He's in the best car every week and he can't seem to win. Like he basically said he's the worst driver ever and he has to learn how to win. Denny! I try to like you, Denny. But my gosh, you don't make it easy, do you? Alex Bowman has 2 times more wins than you do this year. I'm going to end up saying this and Denny's going to go win the championship next week and just make this irrelevant. But he has the same amount of championships as you. I mean, I could go on and just insult Denny Hamlin. But Denny, you're a great race car driver, but my gosh, like you haven't done that before. 2017, Martinsville, the same freaking turn. You sent Chase Elliott to Mars. You wrecked him. And like in your post-race interview, you said like he checked up early, or I can't remember what he said. I think over the radio he said like Chase Elliott checked up too early. And then in 2019, coming off of turn 4, he runs Logano into the wall. Logano's like tires were in the air. He ran him that much into the wall. And then he did this insult to Logano after the racing, the short track racing thing. And that's like the top gift to every Denny Hamlin post right now. But Denny, I'm trying to like you. You're a very talented race car driver. You're an amazing driver. You're going to the Hall of Fame. You've won everything there is. But dude, the hypocrisy here. I mean, look, there's a lot of hypocrisy everywhere, I'm sure. And if every driver will say something that, you know, counters what they said earlier or what they did earlier. But Denny, very difficult. You're making it difficult, man. But what a chaotic finish. That's the point of me saying this. I mean, like the first half to 2/3 of the race was kind of dull, to be honest, for a Martinsville race. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson really dominated it. Larson dominated the first, 60, 70 laps, the first until the competition caution. And then Elliott led like almost 300 laps today. And then that's when it got chaotic. There was like a ton of cautions within the last 150 laps, which at Martinsville, not a surprise. That happens at Martinsville. Lots of cautions late in the race. And so Chase Elliott got spun out of 3rd place by Brad Keselowski. I think that was like, people were saying I forgot about this, but in 17, before Elliott got wrecked by Hamlin, he ran Keselowski way up the track. So someone said that was revenge for 2017. Obviously, I don't know if Brad was thinking about that at the time, but, you know, Chase had held up Brad for quite a bit there. And he had made some aggressive moves, but I don't think Brad meant to dump him, but, you know, Elliott had been in his way. Brad had to win, so he had to do something. I think he just meant to bump him at the track, but unfortunately, Brad wrecked Chase Elliott. And then also, you know, there was a couple other conflicts. Quinn Houff got parked for 5 laps for spinning out, I think it was Garrett Smithley under caution in front of a safety vehicle. He got parked for 5 laps. 5 laps. That's quite a lot. Then there was Ross Chastain and Ryan Newman. They got into it a bit. But yeah, the big one, obviously, Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman. Denny did not handle himself well there. Like, dude, you're racing for a championship next week. Bowman, he still won the race, but, you know, you called him a bunch of names. You tried to interrupt his celebration. he could very well just, pinch you into the wall a little bit next week and ruin your championship cases or chances. So, Denny, not the greatest way to react. You could have said, oh, I didn't like that move. I think he messed up there. But, going up to him during the celebration with your car and basically trying to ram his car, block him from celebrating, that is not the greatest strategy when you are literally racing for a championship next week. You can do, I guess you can throw the insults at him or whatever after the race. Those are just words. I don't think Bowman will take it too personally, but why would you try to make an enemy out of someone when you're racing for a championship next week? It just doesn't make sense to me. The guy who wrecked you ended up winning the race, so I guess he did it and succeeded in winning. But, I just don't really like the way he reacted when he's racing for a championship next week. If this was the spring Martinsville race, yeah, sure, be mad about it. Show your frustration. You still got a ton of races, and if you get wrecked the next week, whatever, it's a regular season. But in this situation, dude, you're racing for a championship next week. You got to let it go. You cannot let this go too far because, Bowman could say, you know what, screw this guy and, put him in the wall next week. I don't think Bowman will. I don't think he's that type of guy. But Denny Hamlin, pick your battles wisely. I don't think this was a great one to choose for Denny Hamlin. He should have just let it go. He could have been mad. He's fully allowed to be mad. He got wrecked out of the lead. And he still made the championship four. It's not like Bowman took him out of playoff contention. It's not like Bowman just completely dismantled his chances at a championship. He did ruin his chances at a win, at a Martinsville win, which I believe is Hamlin's home track. But, Denny, you still made the Final Four. You are still fighting for a championship next week. Why would you try to make an enemy out of someone? I don't fully understand that. So, but Alex Bowman, his fourth win of 2021. He's had a weird year. He's been inconsistent. At times, he's been in the top 5. Like today, he was in the top 5 most of the day. But then on other days, he will be 15th or something. So really inconsistent at times. But he does have 4 wins, which is the second most in the Cup Series, tied with Martin Truex Jr. But Bowman, he was top 5 most of the day. Hendrick Motorsports as a whole looked really good today. Larson led 80 or so laps. Elliott led 290 laps. Byron was up in the top 5. As I said, Bowman obviously won, but they were really good here today, which is a really good sign for next week. 2 Hendrick Motorsports cars in the championship for a 750 track. Of course, they won this race last year, this Phoenix race last year with Chase Elliott, but now 2 guys in the Final Four for Hendrick Motorsports. Of course, this will actually be in this format started in 2014, so I think the 7 years of this format, this is the first time that Hendrick Motorsports will have multiple cars in the Championship 4. They have had cars reach the Championship 4 before, Jeff Gordon in 2015, Jimmy Johnson in 2016, and Chase Elliott in 2020, but they have never had multiple cars in the Final Four. This year is the first time. Elliott clinched his spot early in this race after he swept the stages and pointed his way in, but the ending of this race was super chaotic. That was the thing. Like, the first 3/4 of this race was pretty normal. Not much happened, not much excitement. A couple spins every once in a while. We had the Quinn Houff, Garrett Smithley thing. I think it was those two. But then it just went chaotic. Everyone started wrecking each other. Everyone started putting each other on the wall. Martin Truex Jr. tried to choke away his championship hopes, and then Bowman wrecks Hamlin. Hamlin tries to freaking stop Bowman from doing a burnout. It was just an extremely weird race. Weird is the only way to describe it. It went from normal to chaotic and stupid and wacky and things I've never seen before. Seriously, I've never seen anything like that. The ending, especially, it was such an anticlimactic ending too with the last restart. Just nothing happened. I think Brad and Kyle Busch wrecked each other at the line, which was kind of funny. I think Kyle was just frustrated. He was like, screw you, Brad, and tried to wreck him or something. But just a weird race, and Bowman wins. Bowman, he wins the weird ones. He won when Kyle Larson blew a tire on the last corner of the last lap at Pocono. He won Richmond, which he stole a win from Denny Hamlin there too. 2 of Bowman's wins this year have come from Hamlin's, I guess, not failures, because, this one kind of Bowman caused. But, Bowman, this was very similar to his Richmond win in the fact that he was top 5 all day, and he was really, really good, but he wasn't as good as some other guys. But when he got the opportunity, he took advantage, and he won, and he beat Denny Hamlin to do it. But, yeah, I thought Bowman was going to get wrecked on that last restart because Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski were behind him and to the side of him, and they both had to win. But Bowman got a great restart and ran away with it. So Alex Bowman wins. Let's look at the results and talk about the championship 4. Alex Bowman is your winner today. His 4th win of 2021. I don't know what to say. Great for him. Great win for him. Hendrick Motorsports is now up to, 15, 16 wins this year? I mean, they've been insane this year, but, man, I didn't expect that from Bowman. He ran well at this race last year at Martinsville. I think he got a top 5 there, but he's never been consistently great at Martinsville. But today, top 5 all day, putting himself in position to win late in this race, was having a great, clean battle with Denny Hamlin up until the incident. He did bump and run him once early, but after that, they were really clean. But then Bowman spins out Hamlin and then wins. So he goes on to win his 4th win of 2021. Maybe a confidence booster for 2022, next-gen car, all that stuff. But, yeah, that's got to be his weirdest win, I would have to say. He spun out Denny Hamlin. He got his post-race celebration interrupted. What a chaotic finish to the round of 8 to the playoffs before the championship. But Bowman gets himself his 4th win of 2021. Congrats to him. 2nd place, Kyle Busch, not enough to make the championship 4. Really weird day for him. He was in the back half of the top 10 at times. He was outside of the top 10, but with all the chaos that happened, he was on the front row for the last restart, but could not get it done. Was 3 points shy of making that championship 4. Tough scene for him. So good result, but not enough to make the final 4. 3rd place, Brad Keselowski, was looking good at times, was looking like he could go up and contend for the lead, especially at the end of this race after the caution with him and Chase Elliott. He was running 3rd, he was running 2nd, and, just the choose cone and stuff, everything that was going on. He was lined up 3rd on that last restart. With how good of a jump Bowman got, he never really got an opportunity to push Bowman out of the way, to take it 3 wide or anything. So he finishes 3rd, and his last opportunity to win a championship with Team Penske is over. Brad Keselowski has been eliminated from the playoffs. He will no longer fight for a championship with Team Penske, and his eyes are now on Roush Fenway Racing. 4th place, Martin Truex Jr., arguably the move of the year. Martin Truex Jr. came into this last restart 6th, but thanks to the choose cone, he lined up 4th. Of course, you look at the top 2, Bowman took the bottom, Kyle Busch took the top, but then the next 3 guys took the bottom. That was Keselowski, Byron, Almirola, and if Truex had taken the bottom, he probably would have been eliminated. He would have lost a lot of points. He only had a 3-point gap over Kyle Busch, had a 5-point gap over Keselowski, I think. So he goes to the top, and he keeps that position. He finishes 4th, and he does just enough to get into the championship 4, but it was not easy for him. Late in this race, he tried to take it 3 wide on Brad Keselowski, got some damage on his left front, and right front, I think, too. Later went on, smacked the wall, lost a ton of positions. It looked like he was going to miss the championship 4. It looked like he choked his opportunity, but he rallies back. He comes back, finishes 4th, and advances. 5th place, William Byron, really good run for him. He finished 2nd in this race a couple of years ago. Was in the top 5 most of the day. He has been really good ever since he got eliminated a few weeks ago. Really good round of 8 for him, but unfortunately eliminated. But trying to build some momentum. 6th place, Eric Almirola, one of his best runs this year, other than the win at New Hampshire, of course. But Almirola, really strong run for him today. 6th place finish, as I said. But Stewart-Haas Racing has not been great this year, but today, 6th place finish. Speaking of Stewart-Haas Racing, did you guys see who's at the race today? I put it in my community postings. Alpine reserve driver, the Russian, the torpedo, Daniel Kvyat, was at the race today. He said on his bucket list was go to a NASCAR race. He was with Stewart-Haas Racing today. He went to the race today. I really hope he enjoyed it. He got a heck of a finish. Daniel Kvyat, you are the GOAT. I love you. I really hope you enjoyed the race. I know you won't see this, but I hope you enjoyed it. 7th place, Kurt Busch. 8th place, Eric Jones. Really good runs for both of those guys. Only one more race for Chip Ganassi Racing. That's crazy to think, but a really good run for Eric Jones. Good run for Chris Buescher in 9th. 10th place, Joey Logano eliminated. Him and Blaney were bad today. I actually expected those two to do really good today. Logano in the past 3 or 4 years, 5 or 6 actually, has really picked it up at Martinsville. He's led a ton of laps. He's won stages. He's won races. And I thought he was going to be up there competing potentially for the win today, but they were bad today. They were really, really bad. And he was in a must-win coming into this race, and they were nowhere near it. They tried to pull a strategy call to get him some track position. They fell back in 10th. So, bad day for him. And Blaney as well. Blaney has led a ton of laps. This is probably one of his best tracks. He is yet to win here, but usually he's up in the top 5. He finished runner-up in this race last year. I think he got a top 5 in the spring, but they were bad today. Ran in the top 15 at best. Ends up with an 11th place finish. 12th place, Kevin Harvick. 13th place, Austin Dillon. 14th, Kyle Larson. He led the first 80 or so laps. Had a decent day, but then had a couple speeding penalties. Rallies for 14th. 15th, Matt DiBenedetto. 16th, Chase Elliott. He advances to his second career championship 4. Joins Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr., and Denny Hamlin. He led a good chunk of this race. That is the reason he made the championship 4, because he swept the stages. And, looking to defend his championship. 17th, Christopher Bell. 18th, Tyler Reddick. 19th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 20th, Anthony Alfredo. 21st, Corey LaJoie. 22nd, Chase Briscoe. 23rd, Cole Custer. 24th, Denny Hamlin. Denny! Racing for a championship, so that's the good thing for him. He got there, but what were you doing post-race, dude? I get you got wrecked out of the win. You're allowed to be pissed off. You're allowed to be mad. Flip him off. Call him insults. Say he's dumb. But trying to wreck him during his burnout or whatever was extremely stupid. You don't make enemies when it's a one-race championship. Why would you do that? Especially this guy who you are trying to mess with during the burnout. He has 2 teammates in this championship 4, Denny. So, that was stupid on your part. But you're in the championship 4, and that's all that matters. 25th, Bubba Wallace. 26th, Michael McDowell. 27th, Ross Chastain. 28th, Daniel Suarez. 29th, BJ McLeod. 30th, Cody Ware. 31st, Justin Haley. 32nd, Ryan Newman. 33rd, Garrett Smithley. 34th, Quinn Houff. 35th, Josh Bilicki. 36th, Ryan Preece. 37th, Timmy Hill. 38th, Joey Gase. Oh, my goodness. What a Martinsville race. I'll be honest, the first, 2/3, 3/4, whatever I've been saying. For a Martinsville race, it was kind of boring, but a boring Martinsville race is usually a pretty decent race. The end got a little messy. It got a little chaotic, but honestly, that Denny Bowman thing just made up for so much. It was hilarious to see Denny just kind of do that during the burnout because he kind of looked like an idiot there, if we're being honest. Denny's in the Final 4. I just don't understand his logic with doing that. Like, in the post-race interview, insult him, call him the worst Hendrick driver ever, say he's a hack. Sure, do that. Whatever. But to go interrupt his burnout, that was pretty stupid of you, especially when he's got teammates in that Final 4. Denny, I don't know what you were doing there. He's going to go win the championship now that I've insulted him a bunch. But, that was not his brightest move, especially with his history at Martinsville of wrecking people. In conclusion, this race was a solid 8.8 out of 10 because 88 used to be Bowman's number, and he won, and he enraged Denny Hamlin, 8.8 out of 10. What a stupid ending. A weird ending. That race was weird. I thought it was fake. Like, not fake as in rigged, but like I was like, is my brain making this up? Am I having some messed up dream? But good job, Bowman, on the win. Denny, I don't think he'll do anything, but you better watch yourself next week if you're racing Bowman or if you're lapping Bowman and Larson or Elliott is chasing you down. So, next week's Phoenix. It'll be interesting. We'll be talking about Phoenix all week upcoming this week. We'll do a Trucks Championship preview, an Xfinity Championship preview, a Cup Championship preview. Might do a couple other videos. We'll see. Probably a where do I stand on the Bowman Hamlin situation. But, this video's gone on long enough. Oh, my gosh, that was just weird. The Final Four is set. We've got Kyle Larson, who has dominated the season, looking for his first championship. We've got Denny Hamlin. He's also been up there all season, battling with Kyle Larson for the points championship. He will be looking for his first championship as well. And then we have the already Cup champions, Chase Elliott, looking to become the first driver in NASCAR history to win back-to-back championships in this format. And then we've got Martin Truex Jr. looking for his second career Cup Series championship and his first with Joe Gibbs Racing. But that is all that will do it today. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's just weird race. I'm looking forward to Phoenix. It could get messy next week. I don't know. It might not. It probably won't. Last year, nothing got messy. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it.